back, NBA champion, Golden State Warriors!
Welcome, everybody, to the 4 Point Play podcast. This is our first episode. We are recording here in San Francisco, live all together. I want to shout out to Adam for coming out here from DC. I'm in from New York. Nick's in from Portland, and Kev, this is his hometown right now. We're going to start off with some introductions, and I'll hand it off to my guy Nick over here.
Nick Beltran here. Foster City born, Bowders Middle School alum, San Mateo High School alum, Notre Dame Dana Muir alum, currently residing in Portland, Oregon, and just happy to be here with my three boys today.
And what position do you play on the court usually?
I'm definitely a two-guard, playing little defense, but hoisting up a lot of shots,
Getting
a lot of
rebounds.
dribblings.
A lot of
I'm
rebounds.
getting a lot of rebounds, though.
A lot of
I'm all over
rebounds.
the boards.
You're a hustler.
100%.
Yeah,
Love that.
you're a hustler.
What's up? Talk about yourself, man.
What's up? I'm Kevin Attard, Bay Area native, just like everyone else here. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here. I want to give a quick shout out to Studio Pod for letting us use this space. If you guys got any podcast needs, definitely hit up Studio Pod. It's the way to go. And yeah, just excited to talk some basketball. On the court, I am a center, unfortunately. The body frame does not support that, but you know, you can
No,
hold it.
I think it does.
I think you could.
You just have, like, 80-year-old
knees don't.
knees.
The knees
Yeah,
don't
the
much,
knees.
but we'll get into that later.
I got a nice Chris Stapps Porzingis build, you know,
I love that.
Valid.
shoot threes and
Yeah.
Very valid. Very valid.
Handsome devil to my right.
What's up, guys? Adam Shumbry, Bay Area born, just like these guys, Foster City, California. Hillsdale High School alum. Shout out the Knights. University of Nevada, Reno. Go Pack. And big sports guy. You know, just like my fellow brothers over here. Just ready to pod. Ready to talk. I mean, what's better than that? Talking sports with the guys, talking entertainment, music, everything. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a real good time. Rye, wrap us up.
Brings it back to me. My name is Ryan Kalugdin, born in the Bay Area as well. San Mateo High School, community college, went to the Air Force, and then currently at Columbia University. Yeah, like everyone said, we're just going to be talking about sports. This is just a nice, casual sports podcast that we wanted to do. Just something to have us all stay in touch because we all live. Let me talk about the name actually. 4 Point Play podcast. Do you want to say what one meaning is from that?
Yeah, sure. I'll do the first meaning. First meaning would be 4 points. If you look at the U.S. map, there's 4 points on that map. One being in Oregon, one being in New York, one being in D.C.,
Kind of.
and one being in California.
I'd say that's pretty good. Yeah.
4 points.
Yeah.
4 points. The second point. There are 4 of us.
One, two,
That's,
three.
that's kind of the same one as that one. Never mind. The second point. I think we're all Warrior fans. Really diehard. I know we're all diehard
Yeah.
Warrior fans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Steph, you know, he kind of coined the 4 point play, and he's at that little celly where he's like, 1, 2, 3,
Zesty.
4.
I like that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Have another one? Is there another one?
I mean, I
Paul.
would like to interject real quick. I forgot, I do have an education. I did go to school.
Kevin is not a bum. Kevin has gone to
back to
school.
that. Come
Kevin
back
has
to
more
that.
education
Give
than
us
all of
more
us,
information.
actually.
I did go to school. I'm in debt with the master's degree right now, so
Yeah.
I went to U of O. Go Ducks.
Yeah.
2 degrees
Civic
hotter.
University.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then the last point of that, pod. We're on a pod.
We're on pod.
We're going to be podded. And let me just throw this out there. We'll get into this a little bit later, but this isn't going to be just us for a little bit. We're going to bring some guests on.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
We're going to have some
Yes.
friends, some family members, some people in the comments who want to have a few questions. You want to hop on the pod with us, maybe a few guests an episode, who knows, per section. We're not just going to limit this to us. We're going to have some cool guests on. We got some cool ones lined up, some really good ones lined up. Ryan, actually, let me throw this to you. What's the ultimate goal of this pod? Who do we want on this pod?
All right. You know, you don't know how far you can get unless you shoot for the stars. And if you shoot for the stars, you might land on the moon. And landing on the moon for us would be getting Steph Curry on this podcast.
Yeah.
You know, 4 point play, it's kind of like, you know, what's the word?
Trying to find your word there.
It's inspired by Steph, so it'd only be right if we could get Steph on this podcast one day.
Agreed.
We are sitting on the couch of some of his teammates, so
True.
who knows? Is that secret information?
No.
No?
Public
Okay.
information.
Not
Alright.
public information. I mean,
Alright, cool.
Point Forward podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Point Forward podcast.
Yeah,
Iggy
Point
Evan
Forward
Turner.
podcast. Shout out.
But yeah.
They do not sleep on this couch, but
They do not sleep?
No, they didn't sleep on this couch, he said.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but.
Alright.
Okay.
Let's get into
Yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. Like you said, like Ryan said, we're gonna be touching on a lot of things, a lot of sports, hot takes, cold takes, different segments of the show. We're gonna have questions from the viewers, answer those. Today we're just gonna touch on a few things, a couple NBA topics. I know Ryan's got a few, Nick and Kevin have a few. We kind of just laid out what the show's about. But how about we get into some hoops?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get into some hoops. We're recording this right now. It is December. It is December 26th, day after Christmas. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas,
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
Hanukkah,
degree from?
whatever you, yeah, I don't know, whatever you celebrate. December 26th. Actually, I think it's perfect to segue into an unbelievable slate of NBA games yesterday. First few, all right, but let's talk about our Warriors. I mean, I'm gonna let Ryan start with this one because Ryan's been very, adamant on I'd say the tension between the Grizzlies and the Warriors. Ryan's always outspoken about it. He loves talking about this topic. I mean, I don't even really have a question to you right now. What are the thoughts? I mean, what jumps out to you from that game yesterday? How are you feeling as a diehard Warriors fan?
3 words. Whoop that trick.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Whoop that trick.
Yeah,
Play that song in the.
that'll be playing.
edit.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think we like whooped that trick. Like, simple as that. Like, we turned up. Like, Draymond, Clay, Poole was fired up. How many fucking technicals were there? There's like
Six.
Six. Yeah.
Six
Six.
technicals.
What is that?
Six,
Six, right?
six technicals.
That was crazy.
Mark Davis is out to get us, man.
Oh, big time.
Shit's crazy.
I just wish we can like picture every team as if they were the Grizzlies.
Agreed.
You know?
It brought out a fire that I
Fire.
think we haven't seen in a while.
Mhm.
I mean, this year's been a heavy dud. I don't want to say a dud, but it's just been kind of depressing watching us play.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter who we're playing, no matter who's, even with Steph in the game, Clay in the game, even with our starting 5 in the game, there's just been a kind of like a slow patch. We don't have that fire, but like Ryan said, if we can somehow channel that against every team, I mean, I genuinely don't think there's a team that can beat us. But yeah, right. I mean, what else do you think about the game? I mean, it was pretty intense all the way through, pretty much all the way to the end.
Yeah, I was just like, I was really surprised. I'm sorry, I was making shit up. I don't really know what I'm gonna say. I was
That's
just
okay.
really surprised at something.
We don't talk about that. Also, by the way, just make sure we're all talking at like good levels. I think we
Yeah,
are, but just
yeah.
keep it in the background. Make sure you're talking at good levels. Okay, yeah.
Go
We
with
don't have
these
anything else
guys.
in the
Go with
Warriors.
these
Let me
guys.
go to Nikki. Let me go to
I already
Nikki.
said my shit.
Do you want to say Warrior shit or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So I think, I mean, and again, Nikki, I want to go to you here because you're obviously, we're obviously all diehard Warriors fans here, but what are your thoughts on, I'm actually curious, what are your thoughts on Jordan Poole's performance, Clay's performance, and how they kind of reacted to this big of a game? Like, where do you think this kind of is like a kick in the ass moving forward? Like, do you think this is big for us moving forward, more so like a momentum swing, or what did you kind of see from the game yesterday, and especially from like the individual performances from most of the team?
Yeah, I think specifically, like, it's tough to say if this is like a point where we're just gonna change our trajectory and start winning road games and start, just playing better defense and being more locked in like that. Because I said that against like our Boston win, which was a really big win.
Yep.
So this is kind of tough to say, oh, we're just gonna turn it around here, right now. But I mean, it's something to build off of for sure. Like
Agreed.
Injuries and obviously just tons of trash talk.
Yeah.
Draymond showed up. Clay was shooting. He made a couple shots.
Which is a positive.
It's
from
very
what
positive.
from what we've seen this year, we'll take shots made.
We'll take shots made.
We'll take shots made.
Jordan Poole was hooping until he got tossed, but
Yeah.
Man, I mean it's Christmas Day. I mean, Draymond has said in the past, like, he gets up for those games, the nationally televised games, the games where everyone's watching. So, I mean, that's playoffs right there. So
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to get there and see what we can do.
It's playoff
I feel like
intensity.
it just shows like we can step up
Yeah.
if like we need to.
Agreed.
Like all the shit talking kind of made the game more amplified, and the Warriors
Agreed.
stepped up. So we've been struggling, but I feel like when the energy's there, like they can put it there and they can compete still.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts? I'm actually curious on you, Kevin. What are your thoughts? I know John Morant actually had a really good game, put up 36 to Jordan Poole's 32. I mean, he showed out. He's the future of the league with Luka, the Trays,
Ja Ones.
Anthony Edwards. The Ja Ones just dropped. Shout out to John Morant. I know we hate his ass and we hate the Grizzlies, but
I like
I
the
like-
shoes.
the
I like
shoes look
I
dope.
like
the
the
shoes
shoes.
look dope. If you haven't
Yeah.
seen them, go on Twitter. The JA ones, I believe.
I forgot what he
No,
called
not
it.
JA. Just Ja Ones.
Just Ja Ones.
Ja Ones. What are your thoughts on John Morant and kind of how he's held himself this year, and what you kind of think of John Morant moving forward? Do you think he's kind of a future top 3 guy in the league? Do you think he's still the future of the league? What are your overall thoughts on John Morant, especially after watching him yesterday and it's on such a big stage?
Yeah, I mean, he's moving himself definitely into that top 10 in the league conversation. I mean,
Is he not top 10 now?
I mean, that's what I was about to go. He might be top 10 right now.
I would say he
I
is.
mean, he's got a signature shoe now, which is, I mean, they don't give those out to everybody.
Good point. Good point.
No, he's been playing well. He's got that team on another level, and
Yeah.
I mean, that dunk attempt?
oh my god,
He
he's gonna land one of those ones.
No,
Oh, he
he's
will.
a freak, and
He will.
it reminded me, obviously, well, not reminded me because it was beforehand, but now it does. I mean, the Aaron Gordon dunk, obviously, we'll get into that in the Nuggets game, but, I mean, he's just a freak athlete. There's few of those that come through the league. I mean, you see really good athletes, but, like, to be at his size and to attempt something like that, it's always just, no matter who you like and who you're a fan of, unbelievable to see athleticism like that.
It's the combination of athleticism and, like, zero fear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No one really likes it. No one's going to attempt that. There's very few guys who are going to attempt something like that.
He's
On
been-
that big of a stage,
It's been like Derrick Rose, like
Say that.
he has the explosive. It's kind of like that explosiveness, that Derrick Rose explosiveness that I think is what kind of puts him kind of above everyone else, basically.
I've never been the one who's like, I know people will die on the Derrick Rose hill because they
Yeah.
love Derrick Rose.
Of course.
I was never really on that, but I see that now in Jaw. Like, I see
Yeah.
why. Like, this guy is finishing around. He's making crazy, just like layup attempts, and just he's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's like plain and simple.
he'll get an MVP one day.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's
100%.
bound to. Dare I say, in the next 3 years, does he get an? Do you think you can see him get an MVP, or do you see him more so in the 5-year range?
I'd say in the next 3.
3. Ryan, you think you can see it in the next 3?
Maybe next 2.
Next 2, Nikki.
Like he's in his athletic prime,
I agree.
where he
Yeah.
That can really catapult him into that category too.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely say next 3. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously it's tough to argue against like Tatum or Luka
Mhm.
winning the next couple, or
Agreed.
Jokic is still up there.
Yeah.
I think Embiid's gonna get one at some point.
Mhm.
I mean, he's getting up there, but yeah, I mean, Ja is 100% the face of the NBA going
Yeah.
forward. I think.
Of course. No, I think it was a great game. I think it's. I'm curious to see where the Grizzlies go throughout the rest of the year. I'm curious to see how the Warriors kind of step up now moving forward. I know Steph's going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks, so we'll see kind of how that looks moving forward, especially into February and into the latter half of the season. Let's kind of backtrack to the first game. I don't know if you guys got to watch that. It was the 9 a.m. game here on the West Coast. Sixers, Knicks. Sixers ended up winning that by, I believe, 10 or 8? 8 to 10 range.
It was a comfortable win.
It was a comfortable win. I have to pull up the stats on my phone. I know there were some really good performances. It was in New York. I'll say first, I did expect New York to get up for this game. I like that team. I think they have the capability to step up. Then again, saying that, the Sixers team that they have right now and the potential that they have is pretty scary, especially with Embiid and Harden clicking on all cylinders. I mean, the other night, Harden had 21 assists. I mean, he's capable of putting up 50, or he's capable of dropping 21 assists. So, I don't know. What do you guys think of that Sixers-Knicks games and just kind of those two teams in general, really?
Yeah, I'll start. The Knicks are so like hit or miss. Sometimes they're hitting shots. If RJ Barrett's on, if Randall's on, I think Brunson gives you buckets every night regardless. But those two guys, I mean, you got to have guys score at a high clip for sure to compete with other teams in the NBA. Sixers still missing Maxey, but I mean Harden it's so interesting how much he's changed his game compared to Houston Harden and taking step back threes. I mean, he still takes step back threes, but
he
not
loves
at the
scoring.
clip.
He doesn't try and score as much.
Exactly.
He's much more of a facilitator. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah.
And he's elite at that as well. And
Yeah.
obviously, like pairing him with Embiid it's kind of a cheat code. So I mean, I think they'll go as far as Doc Rivers lets them go for sure.
Yeah. Ryan, I'm curious what you think of that team.
It's funny that they're having the success that they're having now after hearing the rumors that Harden might want to go back to Houston.
Very interesting.
I mean, that would be fun to watch, but I also think that I like what Houston has, and I don't want Harden to come in and kind of change the trajectory of their young guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're Philly. Like, they're going to be good every year. Are they going to be that good enough? We'll see, but I think they're just going to be good enough to compete this year, like same in the past. So we'll see if they can turn it up when they get healthy and if they peak at the right time. But I will say this, and this is kind of a question for you guys too, but as I'm getting older and as our favorite players of our generation, growing up, the Hardens, the Russ, LeBrons, you know, Curry's, KD's.
Yep.
They're all Dame. They're all kind of getting older. Kyrie. I'm just like, I had so much like hate in my heart when I was like younger, and we'd go up against each other. But like now, I'm just like, I'm really just appreciating it. Like Harden's play, how he's able to become just like this facilitator now, and just like all around scorer.
Yeah.
LeBron, like I really didn't like LeBron for a long time, but I just appreciate he is.
Agreed. I think it's just one of those things where you kind of just have to appreciate greatness. And I've started to realize that, and this is with all sports really, but like you go out there and like you said, it's just if you're a sports fan, you're obviously a fan of your own team, but like you said, Ryan, it gets to the point where these guys are starting to phase out of the league, and they're some of them still in the peak of their career, some of them slowly starting to decline. But man, like you just have to sit back, and on big stages like that, Christmas Day, you have to appreciate. Like I got it right here. I mean, like you know, you have Embiid with 35 and 8. You have James Harden with 29, 13 and 4. Julius Randle, who's up and coming with 35. It's just games like that where you're kind of seeing them become stars. Like the younger guys kind of become stars in front of your eyes, and the older guys just really, really like, I don't know, show out their true talent. And it's just cool to see, like Ryan said. I mean, you obviously you're a fan of a team, but at the end of the day, seeing unbelievable performances like that on such a big stage is always awesome. So, yeah.
And like I've been kind of like thinking Steph would soon take a step back and like let that go, because he's just been playing at, and he's getting old. What is he, 34?
34, I think. Yeah, 34.
He is not letting go of that top point guard spot.
No.
I don't think
Anytime soon.
anytime
Not for
soon.
a while. Not while he's healthy.
Which is it's crazy. That's
It's-
crazy to watch him play how he is right now. Obviously he's injured right now, but prior to the injury, there's just no one touching Steph. Like he's my goat on the show.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's like I feel like a lot of people now are like kind of playing deeper into their like careers. Like you can play longer, older.
Yeah.
I feel like where medicine is today.
Taking
Like,
care of their bodies and stuff like
I mean,
that.
LeBron's like a different thing, but like,
Yeah.
That's
even
insane.
like KD, like coming off his Achilles and
Achilles,
stuff, like he's
yeah.
playing at the best like level he's ever played.
Yeah.
I feel like 34 is not like old
Yeah.
anymore, like as it was 20 years ago.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree. We'll move into the next game. We had the atrocious looking Lakers so far this season against a pretty solid looking Mavericks team. They haven't looked, like unbelievable. Obviously, they've got Luka on that team who's tossing everyone into the Jan sport like you were in middle school. But we'll start with this. Mavs 124, Lakers 115. It was looking like it was going to be a blowout towards like the middle to end of the third quarter. Lakers kind of fought back a little bit. We'll get into this with the Lakers first. I mean, LeBron with 38, and I think the next leading scorer was Russ with 17, and then Austin Reeves had 16, and no one else had double digits. How long is LeBron going to do this for, and what is your take on the Lakers as a whole right now? Just kind of in general, what do you think about this team, LeBron as a whole, and kind of what's your thought process on it?
I'll answer your question, then I got a little hot take for you guys.
Okay.
I think LeBron is he's just trying to reach the scoring title.
The points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Scoring title.
I agree.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I just said, I'm really growing to appreciate LeBron, and like it's not his fault. I mean, yeah, Le GM, that was a joke in the past, and it was true also, but this Laker organization did not give him anything to work with this season. So I'm just like,
it's kind of him, right? Like,
is it?
do you think he was like? I feel like he's always facilitating, like late GM, like he's always pushing to win now, but then when it doesn't work out, now he's stuck, and he kind of moves on to the next thing.
Maybe he did have. I'll say he did have some influence, but those pieces are just not like AD. Like he was playing great, but like he's just going down with injuries every year. Yeah, it's just a team to watch LeBron play out his milestone year.
Yeah.
My hot take
Okay.
for you that I wanted to discuss was, I think Luka plays a little racist.
What?
I think
That's
Luka plays a little racist.
crazy.
Like when I see him play, it's like he's like, I know I'm better than you, but not for talent reasons, and like I'm better than you. And that just
Go ahead, finish
he's
your
got
thought.
like this Aryan type of swagger to him.
Aryan, oh
Wow.
my god.
That's
Okay.
how like he did that
That
one
is a hot
fake.
take.
He did that one fake behind
that was
Gabriel,
nice.
and
Yeah,
he
that
just
was
like
fresh.
looked at him like. I saw it in his eyes.
I don't know if I want to go.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the hot take.
That is a hot take.
I think to spin off of that, I think he is playing with like, I don't know if it's like a chip on his shoulder. I don't know if it's like a hatred, whatever it is. But it's like no, a hatred towards like another team or how he thinks on the court.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just crazy to see him quite literally put up 30 a game, moving like a 50-year-old man with Kevin's knees, almost. Like it's crazy, and it's one of those things where we just gotta appreciate greatness. But really quickly, and I'll go to Nikki with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on Luka in the next 5 to 7 years? Does he stay with the Mavs, and do they kind of build this around him, and can they make this like a heavy playoff to possible championship team?
Mm-hmm.
And his career trajectory. Does he keep this going? Can he be a top 3 player in the league his whole career, or for the next 5 to 10 years? Like, what is your thought process on his trajectory and his career path in terms of being on the Mavs to maybe trying something else? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I think skill-wise, I don't think there's any slowing him down. I mean, his game, he already plays like an old man. So, like,
Yeah.
the older he gets, I think the wiser he's going to get.
Yeah.
And he's just going to perfect everything he needs to do and be able to do to score and get his teammates open looks. As far as the Mavs go, I'm interested to see how the money works because, like, drafting Luka and then having to, put some pieces around him, put another playmaker around him.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like maybe they could have paid Jalen Brunson, but they weren't going to pay Jalen Brunson. And you go get Christian Wood and Dinwiddie's back and stuff like that. But
Kemba.
and Kemba off the wire there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could build around him in that contract. Not that he's just one player, but I don't know. And I also don't know like his pull. Like, what is his recruitment? Like, do guys want to go play with Luka? Like, I have no idea.
Hard
Does
to
he
tell.
work out with them in the summer? Is he have like
Based on
homies like
Ryan's
that?
theory, no.
It could be like, hey, why does no one want to play with me? So I'm up,
That's a crazy action.
Yeah.
That was kind of close.
Was it? I
Yeah.
don't
Maybe.
That team
no,
fucking sucks though.
who?
will say.
The Mavs?
I don't think the Mavs team is good.
I don't think they are either.
They're trying to go that deep route, and it just doesn't work. They need another co-star. Like,
Yeah.
they're looking.
No,
for
they
that
definitely
to
need
be
another
that
co-star for
co-star,
sure.
and-
Yeah.
It's just how long does Luka give it a chance? Like, how long does
I
he
think
trust?
he's going to be there for a while.
Who?
He's going to sign another contract.
You think? Okay, I can see that.
I don't think.
And I think Cuban will obviously.
Because he's so young too. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a KD. Like, KD signed 2 contracts and he still entered the Warriors at like
Yeah.
27 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Cuban will pay him whatever he wants to. That's not even remotely an issue. So.
Speaking of young, Trae Young, the guy that they swapped Luka for, says that. What did he say? Like, if they don't start turning it around, he might request to leave.
Yeah. So he. Yeah.
You buy
that's-
that or no?
I thought that was like a.
I don't know if that was quoted.
Yeah, I think that was just like.
Oh,
it was just like a
GMs.
take.
Yeah.
I feel like I see those takes all the time.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, I wouldn't, again, if you just think about it from, like, say Ryan just said that right now with making it up, I would be like, yeah, I mean, I can see that. I think
Oh,
you're
yeah.
you're a guy who can average 28 and 8. You're a guy who can take over a game like he has in playoff games, how he has in the regular season. How long does he trust that organization? Like Kevin said, almost with Luka, do they give him another co-star? What do they
I
do
feel like
around
they're
him?
in a good place to do that. Like, they have a lot of movable pieces, like
Yeah.
John Collins.
Yeah.
Was there the young center Onyeka?
Oh, Big O. Yeah, Big O. Yeah,
Like, they got
yeah.
a lot of movable pieces to get like another star.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think won that trade? I think the
Mavericks.
obvious. You think Mavericks?
Yes, 100%.
I would go as far to say that I think the Hawks are closer to potentially winning.
Just because of the team that they are now?
They're closer, but that's I mean.
So are you comparing that Luka? Are you saying that because you're just solely comparing Luka v. Trae, or are you comparing that where the Mavs are compared to where the Hawks are?
I'm thinking. I'm taking into other considerations, like what you said. Like, what kind of pull does Luka have compared to Trae? You know.
Yeah, no,
What
that's a
kind
good
of
point.
players want to play with Luka?
Yeah,
Granted, he is going to be a Hall of Fame player. Maybe not Trae Young, but I think as a unit, if the goal is to win championships, I think the Hawks
Are closer.
are
to
closer to that and
Yeah.
have the pieces for that more so than the Mavs. So it might be easy
Luka
to say.
literally took that team from the bottom by himself to a playoff like contender.
Gentleman's sweep.
Yeah.
They're still going to be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs.
the Mavs.
The Mavs. Just
I think
how
they
good
can.
Luka
Yeah,
is.
I think they're scrappy. They have like the Dinwiddies. They have like the Christian Woods, and obviously Luka can take over and drop. I don't think anyone can stop him, regardless of the stage and regardless of the game.
Yeah.
And if you do, you have players around him that can really do that. So we'll wrap up the Christmas Day games really quick. We'll go. This one wasn't super eventful. It was kind of a blowout. I personally bet on it. It didn't go well, but Boston and the Bucks. Boston ended up beating them by 21.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was close. I mean, the Celtics were pretty much up 10 the most of the game, I'd say. A few stat lines here. I mean, you have Giannis with 27. You have Jason Tatum obviously went off with 41, and then you have Jaylen Brown with 29. I guess so. We'll go into the last one. We have Celtics, Bucks. Celtics ended up winning by 21. Giannis had 27. Jason Tatum went off with 41. Jaylen Brown with 29. We'll go to the Celtics. I'm going to start with Kevin. Thoughts on the Celtics? Are they an NBA championship team again? Are they ready to go right now? And what do you think? How do you think they've looked so far? And what are your overall thoughts on the Celtics so far?
To me, the Celtics are like the clear favorite to win the championship.
Yeah.
Like they reloaded that roster and they're gelling well. Tatum's being Tatum. Brown's playing well. They got Robert Williams back. They're looking good. I don't see anyone beating them in a 7-game series right now.
Yeah.
Including the Warriors. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Ryan, what do you think on? Do you think the Celtics have that firepower right now? Do you think it's pretty much a clear favorite that they are, as of right now, the favorite to win the championship? And what have you seen from them, kind of like the whole year so far? What do you think?
I mean, Tatum is taking another step, obviously. MVP candidate for sure. This is definitely going to be. Actually, I don't want to say definitely because I do like the Nets and how they're uptrending right now, but likely the Eastern Conference Finals right here. I will say the Celtics will not win it because they have the most racist fans.
You said
I'm not a race here.
I'm just saying the shit that we all know
you
is
said
true.
ball don't lie.
No, yeah, those fans are ruthless. We've heard some ridiculous things.
Some
from
crazy
them.
shit.
Some crazy shit from
I would
those
love to
fans.
see a Celtics Jazz finals.
Yeah, those fans. Those
Wow.
fans. Ryan knows just from the face. Ryan, you know those fans going at each other would be damn near World War III.
I do have two friends who are Celtics fans. I know they're not racist. Just want to say
There you go. That's good to know. Shout out to those two. Not all racist. Most of them are. Shout out to those two.
Yeah.
Lastly, Nick, I'm going to shift here. The Bucks.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Bucks? Do you think they have the firepower late in the season to beat a Celtics in like a 7-game series in that conference finals, or do you think it's right now it's still the Celtics?
Let me just say, Jason Tatum MVP year, 100%.
Yep.
I was gonna say Luka. I said Luka the last time we talked, but it's Tatum. It's got to be Tatum. The Bucks are interesting. I think the Bucks, if healthy, like how can you bet against Giannis? Like who is stopping Giannis? Honestly,
Yeah, they just need Middleton back. I feel
Yeah.
like he can't win
no,
by
they can.
himself.
Yeah, agreed.
But he can definitely take that team.
Yeah, and their depth is nice. Like they have
Bobby
good pieces.
Portis, man.
Bobby
Shout out
Portis.
Bobby.
Shout out
It's
Bobby.
always
Shout
so
out
big.
Pat. Grayson
Lopez.
Allen puts up numbers here and there. Brooke Lopez puts up numbers. I think that team is with Chris Middleton healthy.
Yeah, it's
They're a
just,
team. When you think of a team,
They're a team,
they
and
are
I
a
think, and I think they have great chemistry, kind of like the Celtics do. They just mesh really well. And a 7-game series, I know it was a 20-point game on Christmas Day yesterday, but with everyone healthy, that's a unbelievable watch for those two teams in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how those two teams move forward. We're gonna go lastly into the last Christmas Day game, probably the most entertaining game
definitely
of the day,
of the
damn near
day.
top 3 of the year. Who knows? Nuggets against the Suns. Kind of unfortunate. We saw Booker go out pretty early in the game. Was it the first quarter? 4 minutes in, he kind of twisted it. Did he twist
He
his ankle?
re-aggravated his groin.
Yeah, his groin, which was tough to see. I thought after that point, the Nuggets at home were going to absolutely shit slam them. I mean, I really didn't think it was going to be close, but you have guys like Damian Lee somehow, and you have Landry Shamet.
Landry
Shamet.
With the bucket.
what the bucket?
Landry Shamet was absolutely putting a dagger in Nuggets fans' hearts.
And Better's hearts.
And Better's hearts. Yeah, and Better's hearts. We'll get into that after towards the end of this. But Nuggets ended up taking it in OT. I mean, it was just an entertaining game. I think this Nuggets team is really good. They took sole possession of first place here. Ryan, do you like the Nuggets' chances of holding that number 1 spot, kind of moving into the latter half of the season, or do you think they're a team that will kind of fluctuate and kind of go up and down, especially with a healthy Suns team and some healthy, some other really good healthy Western Conference teams?
I'm kind of indifferent. I think, well, I may not have the word to use, but I think it could go either way. Like, I could easily see them holding on to that as they kind of, like, get MPJ back. You know, they're getting healthy. They're getting Jamal Murray's, like, still getting into his rhythm, and Jokic is playing. We're going to get into predictions, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure Jokic is going to be. That's my pick for MVP, especially if they hold this spot.
Mm-hmm.
narrative-wise, it's probably not going to be just because
Yeah, I feel like
They
they
got
can't
two
give it
in a
to
row.
you can't give it 3 times in a row.
3 times
but
in a
he was
row.
playing unreal,
Yeah.
unreal basketball,
Yes, he is.
and if they have the high
Jokic going
high
nuts.
seeding,
Correct.
it's gonna be hard to argue against that. But no, I think obviously the West is really close. We talked about this earlier. Like, what is it? Everyone's with like the top
Three,
They're all
five.
yeah,
within,
3
like,
through
4
8 are
games.
within like what, like you said, like
2 games.
2 games.
2.5 games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
The Warriors only back like what 5?
And we're
Of
in
the first seed?
Yeah, the first seed.
yeah, I mean,
It's
he-
so close.
and talking on Jokic, I mean, it's like almost stupid or comical watching this guy play. Put up 41, 15, and 15. I mean, it's like laughable. He had one possession at the end of regulation or overtime where he grabbed the ball at the 3-point line, looked towards the other end of the court at the shot clock, turned, kind of got collapsed on a double team, and off the wrong foot hit like a 1-foot floater and made it. And it's just like, this dude's just a joke. Like, and he doesn't even care. I mean, the post game interview, he's like, oh yeah, everyone can do this in a game. It's whatever. But it's like, dude, you're an absolute machine, and it looks like you're not even like. I mean, he's the craziest guy to see you doing this. So, it's wild. I think a healthy Suns team though can contest with this team. Obviously,
Healthy is a nice word.
healthy is yeah, exactly. So we'll see if that team can stay healthy. I mean, you have guys like Damian Lee and Landry Shamet putting up numbers. Can they do it?
Winners work.
Winners
work.
work.
Winners work. Yeah. So that wraps up the Christmas Day games. We'll go into really quickly. Who is one of your guys? I know we're almost towards the halfway end. Dark horse team. What are some teams that you guys? They haven't really done amazing, but you think they can make a jump?
And let me qualify this. This is a team that you wouldn't want, I guess your team, our team, the Warriors, to play in a 7-game series. Like, you would be pretty worried, kind of worried.
To play who?
Your dark horse team, whatever. it is.
Oh, yeah. Who's a team that you think can make some moves and can cause some trouble, maybe into the playoffs, maybe towards the end of the year to grab that playoff spot, to grab that play-in spot? Nick, who do you like? Western or Eastern Conference? We'll just do one. It doesn't matter. Who do you like? Who have you like to look at? Who can make a jump?
Yeah, Western Conference. I don't know if it's a dark horse team, but they're up there for, kind of the first time in a minute. Is the New Orleans Pelicans? I think they're at the 2 seed right now.
Yep.
I just don't know who's guarding Zion, especially on the Warriors. Oh my goodness, who is guarding Zion on the Warriors, man? I mean, everything's bully ball. Ingram, when he's healthy, is literally like KD light.
Yeah.
I feel like McCollum's always hooping. Valanciunas.
I mean, the role players are really stepping up.
Yeah, and they
They drafted well.
They drafted very well.
Yeah.
All those guys contribute. So
They're doing what the Warriors wish we could be doing with our young guys, like Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
Jose Alvarado.
Alvarado. Who's the other forward that they
Was
have?
it Marjorie? What's that guy's name?
Marjorie?
Forgot that guy's name.
I don't know.
there's another
They have
forward.
another
that
forward.
I can't
I'm-
remember
yeah,
his name right now.
I'm
I'm blanking too. I'm
right
blanking
now.
too.
They have Trey Murphy and
The other forward who literally
Oh,
plays
Herbert.
Herb
Yeah,
Jones.
Herbert. Oh my
Herb
God.
Jones.
He plays exactly
Jeez.
like him. I feel like.
Basketball podcast, can't remember.
Yeah.
That's all right.
They're doing what the Warriors wish we could be doing with our young guys, and they're
Mhm.
contributing, and that's what makes them so dangerous because they also have these guys that are on big contracts that, Ingram and Zion, or I don't know what kind of contracts they're on, but
They're all in big contracts.
they're on
Yeah,
big
they're all
contracts.
they're all on big contracts. Yeah.
CJ, like, this is kind of a win now moment for them, and I think they're gonna take advantage of. They know that, and they're gonna probably take advantage of that.
Ryan, dark horse team. Who do you like?
Dark horse team,
Western or Eastern Conference?
yo, light the beam. I'm gonna go Sacramento Kings, man. Just because they've been so bad for so long, and there's this, dare I say, beam of light, of hope. I'm gonna
We
go.
believe vibes.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I like
go.
that. I like
I'm gonna go Kings. Like, I think I like De'Aaron Fox. I'm rooting for him. Sabonis. Who else do they have?
Huerter?
Herder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change my answer. Never mind. I'm just gonna go Raptors.
Raptors. I like the Raptors team.
I'm gonna go Raptors.
I think the Raptors team can make some moves for sure.
No, I'm gonna go change my time. Change it again.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm taking this.
That's all right.
Clippers.
That's what I was going with.
Okay.
Can't ever count the
I mean,
Clippers
like a healthy Kawhi. I feel like they were so good, and then they just blew it to that Nuggets team in the bubble.
Yeah.
Like, they're beating the Lakers 100% if they win that series.
Absolutely. It's not even. Yeah, 100%. It's not even close.
You just need a healthy Kawhi, PG.
Agreed.
They got a lot. Norman Powell.
Yeah. There's a lot of talent on that team. It's
Yeah, they're deep.
evident
Very
that team
deep.
can show up at any time. Who do you like?
I like Clippers. I feel like the Nuggets are like, I don't know. Can you call them a sleeper team because they're number 2 seed? but I feel like no one thinks they're
Nuggets
actually
are-
going to win the championship.
Mhm.
But like
Yeah,
they're playing
sure.
well. I feel like
Yeah.
Bruce Brown's a nice addition.
Yeah.
Bones Highland stepping up.
I'm gonna go Eastern Conference. I like the Pacers. Can they make moves in the playoffs? I don't think they can go. I don't think they're a crazy team like that. I just think they have great talent. Last time we talked, I said they're one of my sleeper teams. I really like the talent that they have. I like Halliburton. I like Buddy Hield. Obviously, they have Miles Turner. I think that team can, when clicking, do really well. I think they can grab a playoff spot potentially and, put up a little bit of a fight. Can they go super deep this year? Probably not. But I just like the talent that they have. And it's just
Look at here, we could have a Pacers Kings finals.
Hey, don't count it out. You never know. There could be a Pacers Kings finals, and me and Ryan
I'm
are
all
looking.
for small market teams
Love this
winning.
one.
It'd be a great storyline. I'll tell you that for sure.
I was gonna say on the Pacers, what I think they need is they need a playoff berth to kind of do what the Pelicans did last year
Yeah.
in terms of like competing with an actual playoff team.
Correct.
And knowing you're like young and there's kind of like there's no expectation for
Yeah.
you to win. If they could do that and like build some winning culture,
Mm.
and obviously like Tyrese Halliburton he's just hooping.
Dude, he
New
just seems
level.
he seems like a player stars would want to play with.
Oh
Yeah. Barely, he seems kind of likable too. I mean, just
Yeah.
has a personality,
Yeah.
off the court too.
Mhm.
I just think he's a guy that people want to play with for sure.
I like that pick out of you though.
Okay, so let's go with some predictions. We've kind of touched on this already. We'll start with the main one. We'll start with the MVP. I want to start with my fellow tall brother here, Kevin Attard. Kevin, who do you like for the MVP? And maybe a little snippet of why do you like this person?
I mean, it's got to be Tatum. Like we said, like it can't. I just can't be Jokic 3 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't let NBA can have a white guy winning 3 times in a row. Like come on,
Gotta
Come
be
on.
racist at that point.
Yeah, it's something's up.
Yeah.
If he wins 3 times, but he's balling. Like
Especially with how good that
my
team
pick
is.
would be Jokic right now, but I feel like they just can't give it to him 3 times. It's a narrative.
It's a narrative
It's-
thing.
it's
It's always
a
because I feel like,
narrative.
and us four talk about that a lot with this conspiracies and stuff like that. I just think the narrative. How do you give it to him 3 times in a row?
Yeah.
It's
This is Tatum's year.
It's Tatum's year. The Celtics team has the potential to go all the way. I know the playoffs obviously don't count in the MVP race, but just how he's kind of taken over. I mean, look at Christmas Day for example. That's a stage that not a lot of people fall off on, and you're going out there and you're casually dropping 41 on a Giannis leading Bucks team. I mean, it's hard to do.
Mhm.
So
Great defensive team. That the
great,
Bucks
yeah,
are, too.
100%. Rod, who do you like as the MVP candidate this year?
I mean, I said it earlier. I'm gonna stick to it. I think Jokic. I mean, I don't think him getting it 3 years in a row is enough to say no to this guy putting up the stats that he's putting up, especially if the Nuggets maintain a top 3 seed.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's just crazy if this guy wins 3 in a row, but he is playing like a most valuable player in the league.
Nick, who do you like?
No change in my answer. It's 100% Tatum.
Yeah.
The narrative, being the 1 seed coming off of a finals loss, I feel like it's all coming together for him. So he's taken another step when last year it looked like he already took a step. So
Yeah.
I don't know how many more steps there
Could he be maybe most improved? Is
No.
it that
No.
drastic or no?
are. No,
No.
no.
They won't give it to.
Yeah, I don't think they
No,
would give it
yeah.
to someone of his caliber. I think it's
Yeah.
tough to kind of give it to
They
him.
gave it to Ja.
They did give it to Ja. though,
They gave it
last
to
year.
Ja. That's a great point. That is a great point.
Oh,
That's another.
that grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're gonna have that another day.
Yeah, we'll get into that to another
Yeah.
one of the other episodes.
We'll have a grind our gear segment.
Yeah, grind our gear segment. We can make that a segment on every episode. I like that though. I think it's a valid pick. I think it's kind of hard to go against it.
Yeah.
My dark horse MVP that I like to I put a future bet in with all my gambling brothers out there. I put Zion as the MVP of the league.
I heard that conversation.
Yeah.
Me and
Was
you
the
were talking on
conversation?
Xbox one night. He has. Well, again, if I had to put my money on it again, like actually, I did put my money on it, but genuinely speaking, I don't think he would win it this year. Just because you look at the Jokic's, you look at the Jason Tatum's. Then again, though, this Pelicans team is second in the West right now. They are putting absolute numbers up. They're making people look stupid. They made that Devin Booker-led Suns team the other night look absolutely
Twice.
dumb.
Back-to-back nights.
Back-to-back nights after disrespecting them and throwing down a windmill at the end of the game. So, I don't know. That was kind of like my future. I think Zion can absolutely win an MVP in the future.
Oh,
But I'm going to go with Ryan, though, for this year. I just think it's kind of hard to go away from Jokic. I'm not discrediting Tatum at all. I think it'd be a super close race. But the guy's putting up 40-point triple-doubles like he's literally just playing in his backyard in Serbia. So, it's hard. Can you not give it to him? Yeah, because the narrative. But, man, the guy's just going crazy. And watching him do it like yesterday on Christmas Day was just unbelievable. It's a generational talent that a guy of his size, it's tough. It's
He's
tough to
playing
go
well.
with.
I feel like they just can't give it to him because they're still playing well even when he's not on the court.
That's a good point, and I think that's something that they look into too. But does that also apply to the Celtics? Do the Celtics still do the same thing without Jason Tatum? Say Jaylen Brown's on the floor. Say Marcus Smart steps
should
up.
be able to win still. But
Yeah.
I feel like just Tatum's playing better than Zion.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. So it'll be interesting to see. We're going to check back into some of these predictions moving forward, obviously throughout the season. We'll go into some of these. We won't go into all of them. Let's go to. I like this one. Rookie of the year. I'm a big rookie guy. We're all good. We're all big rookie guys. I want to go to Ryan. Ryan, rookie of the year. Who do you like?
I mean, it's obvious. It's what's his name?
Paulo
I feel
Banchero.
like there's not even
Paulo.
this
It's
guy.
It's
Yeah,
not even
it's-
close.
I think we can go. I think we're all going to
Yeah,
unanimously
I'm gonna say Paulo as well.
kind of talk
Yeah, I
about
feel like we
Paulo.
Yeah.
And he's ridiculous. I mean, I actually really like that Magic team.
I mean, he might make the All-Star team this year as a rookie.
He's
Numbers are ridiculous.
and I think it's just like he looks experienced. Like he looks like he belongs out there. It looks like he not only belongs, but it looks like he's just so confident. Like it doesn't matter if he's going up against KD. It doesn't matter if he's going up against.
I gotta see him go up
Jason
against
Tatum.
DeJounte.
It's an interesting matchup for sure. I think he has the size. I think it just the way he's built, his size, and just he's kind of like a point forward in a sense. I mean, what is he
6'8".
6'8"?
He's 6'8". He's like a point
6'9".
forward. It's kind of like that that tallness where he can really play up and down the floor. I mean, he can play 1 through 4 basically, and he's athletic. So yeah, it's cool to see. It's cool to see a rookie come in and basically just sweep the floor. With
A
the
number
award.
1 overall pick at that. Like,
Un-
we've seen in the last how
Correct.
many years the number 1 pick kind of just going down early. And,
Yeah.
So I wish him to be healthy because when he's healthy, he's amazing to watch.
There was that question where wasn't he the one that was cramping a bunch?
Mhm.
Like, he was
He has,
losing like 7
sweat.
pounds.
Yeah, it was like
of
7
weight.
pounds. It was that one. I don't know if it's a disease or it was something where
He just sweats more.
or he sweats more than the average person, so
So
he
he
was
just
like
cramps.
cramping every 2 minutes or something crazy. So he
But
had to have like
something in
a
that water.
he had to have like a bunch of Gatorade, and it was crazy. Really quick spin off though. Just really quick take. What do you guys think about the Magic moving forward over the next 3 years? Do you think with that young core they can maybe make some moves through the Eastern Conference, or do you think they're going to just ship some out and bring another vet
They
in
gotta
to kind
bring
of
vets in.
bring a vet in?
They have their whole team's young.
It's pretty much all a bunch of
And
third
Terrence
year
Terrence Ross.
And Terrence
And
and
Terrence Ross.
Terrence Ross.
Yo, shout out Terrence Ross. He's the ultimate vet.
He's a cool guy. His Twitch streams are funny too. I don't know if you guys have
I've
seen
never
that, but his
seen
Twitch
it.
streams are
Yeah.
funny, and he kind of he talks with his viewers and stuff, and he's a cool guy.
Terrence Ross, if you're watching, come join us on the pod one day. We'd
Oh,
love
yeah.
to-
Terrence Ross,
man.
we love watching you. But yeah, I think like Kevin said, I agree. I think they have to bring a vet into that team. The Cole Anthonys, the Paulo Bancheros. I mean, Bol Bol though.
Shout out Bol Bol.
Shout out
man.
Bol Bol though.
Sko Ducks.
Sko Ducks. Bol Bol kind of came into the league and kind of was kind of dropped off. He didn't really come into anything crazy, and for some weird reason he
No
got on that
minutes.
Magic team and just
I feel like no one really gave him the opportunity.
Yeah.
true. I think
They're
that's a good
really
point.
healthy. I mean, even on the Nuggets, he showed flashes, but
Yeah.
they just didn't play him.
Yeah, I think now that he's getting full amount of time, I think it's pretty obvious that he can shoot. He's gone coast to coast multiple times. His length is ridiculous.
Is it unfair to say that this is what Wembanyama, how do you say it?
Wembanyama, I think.
Wembanyama
Mhm.
would look like on an NBA team.
A little bit more than this.
I think even more so, but I think that's what he would look like.
Pretty
I mean,
much.
Yeah.
pretty much because Bol Bol's 7'2",
One?
7'1",
He's 7-1.
and then Wembanyama is 7'3",
4.
7'4".
I think he's 7'4.
I heard he's 7'4" with
7'3",
socks. I heard he's 7'4" without
7'4".
shoes on.
Socks.
Sorry, without shoes on. I meant. I heard he's 7'4" with. You can't even make that player. You can't even make a player like that in 2K.
No, yeah. He's going to break the 2K builder next year.
He will. So.
I'm really curious what he's like without
Next
the
year,
socks.
hopefully, we see fully healthy Chet, Bol,
Forgot about
Wemby.
Chet.
That's gonna
I
be
don't know,
crazy.
do you want to see Chet?
I'm not a fan of Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
Chet Holmgren, if you're
Nick's not a
watching,
believer. Nick's
Nick's
just not a
You're not
believer.
coming on the
Nick
pod.
I like you. I
Yeah.
think you're.
I'm not a
I
fan
think
of
you're
you at all.
him.
So yeah, no, I think it's good to come in. All right, what about any other awards you guys want to talk to before we maybe get in some finals predictions potentially, or any other topics before we maybe wrap it up?
I don't know enough about defensive players.
I keep seeing Brooke Lopez.
They-
up there.
yeah,
Really?
Brooke Lopez, I've heard
actually up
is
there.
I mean it's boring, but OG,
is up
OG,
there.
yeah, OG's
Yeah.
been solid for
I know
sure.
Claxton wanted to throw his hat into that ring.
I don't know about that.
Nah, yeah, maybe
But
you never
Nets are
know.
playing better, but yeah.
Yeah.
What about who's gonna win it all?
Let's go finals predictions.
Okay.
I want to see finals predictions, and I want to see finals MVP.
Mm.
I know it's hard. It's early. It's hard. we're going to do this multiple times throughout the year on the pod. Kevin,
Oof.
finals predictions, finals MVP. Toss it out there. What do you think?
All right, well, definitely think Celtics are going.
Okay, I like that.
I don't know who's coming out the West. I think Jaw said it best. No one scares anyone in the West. I feel like, including the Grizzlies.
True. That's a good
There is
point.
no one in the West right now that stands out as a contender. I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a toss-up. It's going to be who can show up in
Yeah.
crunch time.
It's gonna be health and who peaks at the right moment.
Exactly, and it's gonna be. I think there's gonna be a lot of late game series. So a lot
It's
of
gonna be a lot of
6-game
7
series, a lot of
games.
7-game series. Who can hold up? Who can just peak at the right time? I think it comes down to that a lot.
I mean,
of the
you
time.
hope it's the Warriors. I think
It's
it'll be
hard
the
to-
Grizzlies, but
Yeah. So are you saying? Do you
I
think the Grizzlies?
Celtics,
Grizzlies, Celtics.
Celtics in 5.
Okay.
Tatum, obviously.
Remember these. Celtics in 5 against the
Tatum
Grizzlies.
MVP.
Tatum MVP. Nikki.
Definitely. You know what? I don't know. Let's talk about the West first. I feel like the
Okay.
West, obviously, is just. It's not a toss-up, but it's like who's going to be healthy, obviously, who's going to peak at the right time, and who is just going to. And it's matchups, I feel like, too. I mean,
Yeah.
some teams just
Yeah.
match up differently to
Agreed.
other teams.
Yep.
I was going to say Grizzlies, but after watching yesterday, I was like, I mean, they're fully healthy. Are they not fully healthy?
Yeah.
And they just did
I
not
feel like
show up.
They're getting the rotations down because
Yeah.
they had JJ out for a while and then they got Bane.
Bane's coming back.
So now
Yeah.
they're figuring out their rotations and
Yeah.
they could still make a move at the deadline.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's true. With the deadline coming up, I'm curious to see what some of these teams do if they can make another push for another big star.
Mhm.
But okay, who do you
Sorry,
like coming out of the
so
West?
Coming out of the West, I'm just gonna say the Warriors pull it together and start putting games together, start winning games on the road.
Yeah,
I think
that's
we
big.
make a move.
I agree with that.
I think Bob Myers understands the timeline of Steph,
Yeah.
Dre, Clay, and is like, okay, let's make a move. We have future first round picks.
Yeah.
That, I mean, they're late first round picks likely,
Mhm.
but they're still worth something. And we've drafted rookies this year, Rollins and PBJ. And I think you move someone like Moody. Unfortunately, I really like Moody, but
I agree.
I think he has upside, and a team would take that risk. I don't know about Wiseman, but he might just be on a different timeline entirely. But
Yeah.
I think the Warriors
Trade
put together.
targets then for the Warriors.
I like Miles Turner a lot. I like Pirtle
Mhm.
a lot. I think we just need
Podol.
a big that can, huh?
How to say Podol. Shout out
I
to
think-
Mendoza.
I think we just need a big that can be a rim protector, and I think that
I like
changes our dynamic.
Miles Turner would be gross.
Yeah.
on this
Although
team.
health is something with him too.
I agree.
Um,
Okay, so
But
you like
yeah.
the Warriors out of the West?
Warriors out of the West. Sorry, my answer is taking really.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna say Nets out of the East. I'm gonna change it up.
I
I'm
like
gonna change
that.
it up.
You took mine.
I think regular season Boston, Tatum's gonna win MVP, but I think the Nets are gonna just show up in the playoffs. Kyrie's gonna go out of his mind. Big Kyrie fan, by the way. KD's. I mean, they're healthy and they're young. The rest of their team is young, and I think they have depth. Like T.J. Warren's healthy
Yeah.
now, and Seth Curry's back healthy. Joe Harris is back healthy. I think they could.
Don't forget about Watanabe.
We love Yuta.
We love Utah.
We love
Shooting
Utah.
lights out really quickly then.
Yeah.
Which of the three Nets, Celtics, Bucks does not make the conference finals?
That's a great question.
Do you think they beat the Celtics or do you think they beat the Bucks?
I
That
think
is
they
a
beat the Bucks.
You think the Celtics lose early?
Wait, I'm saying I think the Nets beat the Bucks.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I got you.
I think the Nets beat the Bucks.
Okay.
I mean, they were literally KD's size whatever foot away from beating the Bucks. Literally that close.
Yeah, it's
So,
pretty
I
pretty
mean,
crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And then so Nets Warriors Finals MVP.
I'm gonna say KD. I hate to go against this, but I don't.
So you think the Nets?
matchup.
You think the Nets win it?
I think the Nets would go.
Okay. With Nets in 5, 6.
7.
Nets in 7.
7.
Okay.
Heartbreaker. Draymond gets double teed at the
Double
game 7
teed.
or something.
And
ridiculous.
his send off of the Warriors is a double tech in the finals in Game 7.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about. I think there's only one way to go out. And I think that would be it.
Yeah.
Ryan.
I'll keep it simple. I think I said this before, but I'm gonna go Memphis Bucks,
Hmm.
and I'll say Ja gets a Finals MVP.
I think that'd be cool. I
think Ja thrives when the game slows down for him. The game slows down, and we all know that finals and playoff basketball in general tends to slow down.
Yep.
But as much as I'll say that, but I also really want the Warriors. I think the Warriors are also going to make a move. I don't know who for, but I do have a hot take. Are we doing hot takes yet? Or no, I want to let you.
We'll go after. We'll wrap it up with hot
I'll
takes.
save that.
We'll wrap it up with hot takes. Finals MVP. You said Ja Morant.
I'll say Ja.
All right.
Gotcha. I'll wrap it up. I loved. Nikki took mine from me. I love the Nets right now. I think we were texting about this the other day, and I think it was Kevin who said it. This team at full health has unreal potential. Like they click on the, and even as of late they've been playing really well. Kyrie hasn't even been playing unbelievable, I'd say. But that team clicking full health is just crazy.
They're playing
good.
how everyone imagined that they play when
Exactly. That's kind of how I saw it too.
Not even full health. No distractions.
Yeah, no distractions.
No distractions.
I mean that's big because there's been distractions on that team basically since they
literally
formed
since
with
it started.
KD to Ben Simmons to Kyrie, back to Ben Simmons, back to Kyrie. I mean it's just like it's been a shit show with that team. So I agree.
I was the first one to say that trio was never going to work out.
James Harden, who?
Harden,
Harden.
Kyrie, KD.
Kyrie.
It did kind of. I mean, like the personalities in, but didn't they win? What like when they were all on the floor? What was the record? Like 10-3 or something.
Oh,
They didn't. That team never amounted to.
it just never really did much long term. I see what you mean, Ryan. I mean,
Yeah.
Kevin does. I get what you mean because when they did play those 13 games or whatever, yeah, they were pretty dominant.
Mhm.
But it was just not going to work long term.
Yeah.
I mean, right at the jump, they said they didn't need a coach.
that was pretty crazy.
That's a crazy thing to say.
When you see that, it's like okay, something's wrong. Something's not going
Steve
to.
Nash reading that message, like, oh shit.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal. Shout out to the Nets coach, by the way. I can't for the
Jack
life
Vaughn.
of me. What was it?
Jock Vaughn.
Jack Vaughn.
Jock Vaughn.
What is it?
Jock Vaughn.
Jock Vaughn. Sorry.
Spelled it.
It looks like he's a big vibe guy in the locker
Yeah,
room. I think a lot of the
that's
guys
right.
like
They
him,
like
and I
playing
think
for him.
that just didn't what happened. That's not what happened with Steve Nash.
Yeah.
It was just tough. They just didn't, as weird as it sounded, maybe respect him or just didn't respect his coaching ability.
Yeah.
And I think Jock is just more of a vibes guy, and he kind of lets them do their thing, and but also adds that element of coaching when he needs to. So yeah, no, I agree. I think he's.
I think both of you actually have good guesses, and I think because I've seen KD take a more leadership role for the first time this year.
Yeah.
Just seeing him step up as a leader, and
Yep.
like I saw today, he was yelling at Royce O'Neal for reaching.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but like
Yeah.
that's like a KD I haven't seen before. So I do hope that this new like look of KD will lead him to because I do wish the best for KD. He's one of those players that as we get older, new generation, that
Oh yeah.
just gotta appreciate.
Agree, and that's something maybe we can talk about. Best scorer of all time. People argue with that with people all the time. We'll take these
Easily.
kind of arguments all the time with some of the viewers moving forward. But yeah, I'd say Nets. I'm gonna go Nuggets out of the West. I just think that team at full health again is really really good. I think Jokic is pretty much unstoppable against any big in the Western Conference right now. He kind of just does what he wants, and Jamal Murray can step up at any time too, and he's confident, which I really really like. So I'll go Nets, Nuggets. I'm gonna go Nets in 6. I'm gonna go KD Finals MVP. I just think he, in a weird way, deserves it. I think he's, like Ryan said, taking the leadership role in that Nets team when playing healthy is just unreal. So, yeah, I think we'll that's the finals predictions. I think we're gonna wrap it up here of episode 1. We're gonna go hot takes. Ryan's been absolutely itching to get his hot take
Dying to
out.
get those hot
Ryan's a
takes
big
out.
hot take guy as it is. He's always the one in our group chat to kind of throw some hot takes out there. What do we think?
I'm sorry, I just ripped ass. So that's why I've been laughing.
No worries.
Even hotter take.
Even hotter take.
Either next year, this year, or even the year after. Sorry, wide window.
So that was that was this year and next year. Was that 3 years? 2 years.
3-year window.
So that's this year,
for-
next
for
year, and
something
the next
here.
year.
This year or next year,
Okay.
LeBron James will be a Warrior.
Wow.
I
Wow.
don't A, hate that, and B, I don't. I can see
I
that
can
happening.
see that.
I
I'll
can
tell
see
you
that
for 2
happening.
reasons.
Okay.
One, nobody wants to waste Steph Curry's timeline. We all know that.
True.
Maybe LeBron.
I don't know. Like
They play
LeBron
pretty
They
is
have some respect for each other.
No, they
LeBron
definitely-
is
A lot of
willing
respect
to
for each
play with stars.
Yeah.
He's willing to play with stars. I know he has admiration for Steph. I know they have admiration for each
Yeah.
other.
Yep.
Their careers are so intertwined over this last decade.
Yep.
It would be just not. It'd be poetic for them to finish their careers off the last 3 years playing together and winning 2 or 3 more championships. Like, it could
I think
happen.
that'd be cool because then no one would make that like comparison anymore if they won together,
Yeah.
like that LeBron Steph.
Yeah, and I think like Ryan said, LeBron's not afraid to go away. LeBron's not shy of the playing with other superstars. He's just like, I genuinely don't care at all.
And
I
he
want to
moves
win.
around.
He moves around. He wants to win. I do know he wants to play with Bronny. He's in a senior year of high school, so say he does 1 or 2 years of college. That's in the next 3 years, like Ryan said, kind of in that timeline. I can see it happening. I can see the Warriors
would be on a vet min
Who?
to try and play with LeBron.
Oh god,
Imagine we trade Dre in a package for LeBron.
Dre would be the water boy. Dre would want to be the water boy
He'd
to
be the water boy to be on that
to
team.
be on that team. I agree.
Yo, Jay, we love you.
Dre, we love you.
Thanks, everyone.
Big
Be on
Warriors
the pod.
fan. Big Warriors podcast here. Nikki, any hot takes you have? It's okay if you don't have any, by the way. Or even like a little baby hot take. Doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Maybe
Yeah.
something without race to do with it.
Let's maybe shy.
You're the,
Yeah, you.
you're
yeah.
the one who's saying that. But
Yeah, Ryan. Okay. Nick, hot take. Do you have one?
I just want to bring up the Portland Trailblazers, and my
Ah,
hot
that
take
was me. Yep.
is that I think they can upset someone in the playoffs as a late seed.
Yes.
Okay.
I
That
think
should have been your dark horse team.
No, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna make it out of the West though. But I think they could upset someone.
All right.
I think they're matchup issues.
Yeah.
They give matchup issues.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Dame, man, like we got to start talking about Dame again. He's healthy. He's healthy. He's ready
Yep.
to go. He's hooping. Anthony Simons looks like he's probably the next star to take over there.
Yep.
Jeremy Grant is playing like he's on a contract here, which he is, and he's gonna get paid.
Mhm.
And they have a good young core or young group around that as well. And Chauncey Billups is coaching his ass off. So
Yeah.
I gotta show Portland some love.
Can I? Sorry, before we do
Yeah, of
that,
course.
I got a start bench cut for y'all.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, we
Start
love
bench
these.
cut.
We're big on these. We're big on these. Start bench cut.
Jordan Poole,
Mm.
Anthony Simons, Tyler Hero.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a good one.
To me, I think it's an auto. I think it's an auto bench Tyler Hero, and I think the next two are top. I think Anthony Simons started this year playing unbelievable. I think as of late he's slowed down a bit. I think he still. He's a great player. I think he's got a great ceiling. I just think Jordan Poole does it as of right now on a little bit more on a consistent basis. I would say start bench. If I had to say it right now, I'd probably say start Jordan Poole. Bench Anthony Simons. I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna start Anthony Simons. I'm gonna bench Jordan Poole, and I'm gonna cut. I don't think it's a. To be honest,
Switched it completely.
I don't think it's a. I just think. I don't know. Anthony Simons is a hooper. It's tough to tell. It's very interchangeable for me, but
Adam's
They
just
have a
gonna
good
start
question
them
for
all.
Ryan.
but it's an obvious
It's a
cut.
good
Tyler
question.
Hero.
Yes.
I don't think Tyler Hero should even be in that conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would bench Simons.
Oh, that's crazy. I'd argue that. That's wild.
And start
Really over Hero? So who'd you
I
start?
start Poole.
And then you'd bench Hero.
Wow. I'm a huge Jordan Poole fan, but I'm gonna say cut Poole. And,
Wow, really?
and start Hero and bench.
Holy shit! I thought that was
I
the
think-
last one.
I think Heroes can hoop, man. And
yeah, but
He's quietly.
he's
I guess he
quietly
I
still-
guess he
they
does
just
do it.
haven't.
Yeah.
They haven't exceeded expectations in
Good
Miami,
point.
so I feel like he's not talked about.
Say that.
We got
What's your hot take?
Hey,
What's
here's-
your hot take?
GTA exposed. I forgot what does it say when you die. That red screen.
Wasted.
Wasted. That's Kevin for that one.
What's your hot take on why maybe the media hasn't shined a light on Tyler Hero as much this
Because that's a good point though. Tyler
He's
Hero
hooping.
Tyler Hero does hoop.
Hooping,
I
man.
agree, and he does do it under the radar. I think maybe it's because of the Heat.
Well, he won 6-man last year, right?
He did win 6 man.
I feel like media and narrative.
He won
they
something
don't-
last
they
year.
don't really. Huh?
He won something last year.
I think it was 6 man. I think it was 6
I
man.
just feel like the Heat have been good, so they're not talking.
Yeah, I think that again. That's what,
Yeah.
that was my point too. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't
That's
think Jordan Poole does it on a consistent basis enough. And
compared
compared to the other two.
to the other two. Okay.
That's true. Yeah, I
That's a
can see
good.
that.
That's a good. So I'll.
I love JP, man.
I
But
just feel like JP's got like the highest ceiling. Man.
oh, yes.
I mean, he's playing like Steph, and
Yes.
he shines like Steph. Sometimes.
Highest ceiling is JP out of the 3.
Yeah.
You said yeah. I like that.
I'll
I love Simons though.
Oof. Yeah. It's,
Simon's just
is
too
Simon?
small.
Simon's is younger though for sure.
Then
Yeah.
JP. I think JP's the youngest.
Really?
It's
Why did I think Simon was like
Simon-
22?
Simons is like
Well, he
right
came
there.
out at like 19.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Jordan
he's-
Poole came out at. Or,
Simon's, he was the same draft as Shea.
didn't Jordan Poole come out at like he was like a 4-year college player, wasn't he?
No,
no,
Jordan Poole.
no.
Why did I think?
No.
Two
Oh, I
years.
might be. I think I'm confusing with something. You're right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Okay, I think you're right. Ryan, I think is the
Yeah.
last one.
It's your
Damn,
question in
I
the
love
first place.
hearing everyone's takes.
That was 3 completely different
Completely
takes, so I like
different.
that. Ryan, I'm curious where you go
Good
here.
question.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start JP. I'm gonna start JP.
Okay.
I'm a bench Hero and then cut Simons.
Me and Ryan on the same page there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys got the same.
I think JP just needs the minutes to do it more. We're seeing that now with Steph out.
Yeah.
I think he can easily be a 6-man of the year, even in maybe an All-Star one day. And then Hero, he's just like Mr. Reliable, consistent. Like he'll come off the bench, or you could start him, and he'll produce. And then It's just too close, and I just have to cut somebody in the
I
guys.
feel like you got to give it to Poole. Like he literally won a ring, and he was a major contributor on the team.
It's true. It's true.
Like,
True.
He can show up.
He also
Depends
had
on
the best.
baddies in the room.
Yeah. True. He
If
also had
you
the
have
best.
that- if the baddies are on the sideline, he's
He did have the best surrounding cast though,
Mhm.
to kind of help support him to the highest of his ability compared to Anthony Simons, who pretty much only has Dame, and then Tyler Hero, who has kind of Jimmy Butler, I guess. But I agree.
There's something to be said though about having a role model like all-star
Yeah,
caliber and
For sure.
like, player
Yeah.
helping
For sure.
you, and I don't know if Tyler Hero has had that as much as Simons or a Poole. So.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I like that.
Takes.
Hot
You never
takes.
mentioned your hot take out to the world.
Yeah, it was me and Kevin. I don't know who.
What? What was my hot take?
That Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero because he's white.
No.
Oh,
What's
True.
yours, Adam?
I was gonna say the Hornets are 1 star away from being a solid playoff team. I think.
Okay, wait. One
with a-
star being Miles Bridges.
No.
Because
They're one felon away
They're one.
from being
Yeah, maybe. I just think those young guys. Again, you have like the Gordon Haywards there who are like,
whatever,
it's
but-
just it's whatever.
Yeah.
I just think they need a solid star to go in there and kind of shape those guys. And I think with how good LaMelo is and how good like the Scary Terry is, I think they have the ability to do that. It's a very hot take. It's a very hot take, but I don't know. I think I like that Hornets team. They're young. They have the kind of that fun passion to play. So I'd love to see a vet go into that team and see what they can do. But
Do you think the Miles Bridges situation is sad?
No.
oh no, we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that situation. Wait, but on a serious note though, is he? Because I know he's on like
He's
Pearl now.
working a deal.
Yeah.
So
But
he.
the NBA hasn't even looked into it.
But
Like they might
he
suspend
could sign a
him.
new deal, but they're gonna suspend him anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, so he probably won't even play the rest of the year then.
I don't
No.
think so.
Okay.
I'm just curious what kind of deal. Like he literally was about to sign like a $200 million deal.
I mean,
He
he
was-
cost himself an absolute bat.
I mean, he cost himself like $100 million plus for
Yeah.
sure.
It's so unfortunate.
Sad.
It was a crazy situation for sure.
It's like Stranger Things, not trying to say Stranger Things in the show. Sorry.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap. I think we're gonna.
Good talk.
I think we're gonna wrap it up. I think that was a great first episode. Again, there's a lot of great things moving forward. We're gonna be releasing this pod every other week. We're gonna record, edit, put it out, and then obviously record that week that we're putting it out. To kind of have an episode out every other week. We don't know exactly what day yet. I'm gonna look for maybe like the beginning of the week, so you have something to listen to while you're at work, or something to listen to while you're working out, or whatever you want to do. If people have suggestions, hit us up. It's probably our friends watching this, so let us know. This will be on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere where you can get a podcast. It will be there. We're gonna record everyone. This is in person. We're going to try to do this as much as we can. We all obviously live across the country, so it won't be often. But we're going to do every podcast on Zoom where you're going to see us. So we'll be on YouTube, at 4Play Podcast on YouTube, at 4Play Podcast on Twitter and TikTok. We're going to link all those in the description here on YouTube and in Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. But yeah, a lot of great things moving forward. We're going to do this every other week, so we're going to really be consistent with it. Again, if anyone has any suggestions on topics, segments, we're going to try to have a guest on, not every episode, but I'd love to have guests come on and have their takes. You don't even have to be a basketball fan if you want to just learn more about basketball, or you want to contribute to the conversation some way or another. We're obviously more than happy to do that. But yeah, any suggestions, let us know. It's been a great first episode. We're excited for this. We've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. We do this all the time, so...
We didn't even get into football or
Oh God, we're...
sport or gaming, music.
That's another thing I
culture.
wanted to touch on, and I know Ryan kind of touched on it a little bit, is obviously we're going to be talking NBA. This one was a heavy NBA podcast. We're all huge fantasy football, fantasy basketball, just fantasy sports in general.
Betting.
Betting. I'm a big gambling guy. Get into the gambling space a little bit, trying to get these guys into it a little bit. They have been lately. We're big gamers as well. We're on Xbox a lot. Music. I know Nick, Rye, big music guys. Kevin, I think, decently big music guy too.
Got some lucky.
TV shows.
Music.
Music guys.
Music guys, TV shows, movies, stuff like that.
Fashion.
Fashion, so we kind of want to hit everything. We want to be able to have guests on that kind of touch on other topics, not just sports. We're going to talk football. We're going to talk MLB, Premier League. Me and Nick are big soccer guys. So we're just going to try and touch on everything. We appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate you guys watching. And for now,
Tell your friends you love them.
Love that.
We'll be seeing you.